Hey Dudes and Dudettes, Mr. THEORIST here, and welcome back to another podcast. If you watched my first podcast, you will know that I don't really have a plan for how these videos will go. I'm setting up my mic and I'm just going to talk to you guys. It's been just over a week since my last video, so I'm starting to think these might replace my usual update videos. If you guys don't want that and you want me to do normal updates as well, I can do. Those of you that do follow my streams and stuff and keep an eye on my social media, Facebook page, you'll know that I've started a different kind of work. Well, same place, just different hours, and that's why things might be a bit sporadic and my streaming day is going to be different and all that. Because now I work nights, so things are all over the place. I'm trying to get stuff done when I can, and yeah, but I want to try and ease myself. I thought I was easing myself back in, but to try again to ease myself back into making content for you guys. And yeah, so I thought I would try and start with one of these podcasts. I call them podcasts. I don't really know what the definition of a podcast is, but I'm assuming that just somebody talking in front of a mic about general things can be classed as a podcast. So that's what they're going to be called. Yeah. So what we're going to talk about, as I said, it pretty much can be anything on my mind. I have a couple of ideas, but we'll see how things go. So yeah, I've talked to you guys about where I've been. Let's also discuss what's coming up on the channel. Recently I did a Doctor Who video, which was a little popular, but I'm planning on doing another one. I know some of you are like, ugh, Doctor Who, done with it now. But I think that's one of the discussions we're going to be having in this video. It's kind of my opinion now. I've kind of stepped away from watching the episode to begin with, and spoken to a good friend who's also a relative of mine, but he is a very good friend as well. And yeah, kind of really give my idea on what I think about Doctor Who. But there's going to be a theory about where I think Doctor Who will be going from this episode onwards. So yeah, I'm not going to talk about the theory, but yeah, let's talk about my thoughts. I also did a video where I give my initial reaction to the my initial reaction to the finale, but my actual opinion is my opinion on the fact that I'm excited for where Who is going is not changed at all. Looking back, I think the episode itself could have been a little better paced in a way. Maybe not for the finale had it divided between the two portions and had maybe more just the Doctor in the finale. Maybe dealt with the assistants, I don't know, sending them home an episode early or whatever. If there's more about the Doctor, but that, it's everything done with. The finale happened. My opinion is more about where we're going to go from here, and I'm just going to get comfy for this. So I have to say that personally, I think for Doctor Who, the last couple of seasons, try not to get too close to myself, last couple of seasons of Who, as I said in my initial reaction, is they were getting a bit, we knew how things were going to go. The assistant was always important. I'm on about pre-Jodie Whittaker, and the Doctor would always know what to do in a situation, and by the finale would, no matter what, the Doctor would figure out what to do, even if it cost him another regeneration. He would always know what to do. But with this finale, it changes everything we know. And yeah, some people are worried that that's kind of like broken the law, and others are like, well, it's not really done anything, so why should they do it in the first place? But personally, I think what it has done is it's kind of set a precedent for where we can go in the future. Now, personally, I'm really excited for this idea, and it might just be my YouTube Mr. Theorist brain over analysing everything here, but I think what's really exciting is where things are going to be going from this point. The fact that we now know the Doctor isn't, in quotation marks, Gallifreyan, even though technically she is, because she's the beginning of the Gallifreyan part of the Time Lord race, because the Time Lords weren't Time Lords before the Doctor turned up. But yeah, she's not part of them. In fact, she's not even part of our universe. And the fact that they've set us up, I personally think that that's where we're going to go in the future. That pretty much the concept of the universe is the Doctor basically exists in this universe, and if anyone is in trouble, the one person everyone can rely on is the Doctor. It'd be interesting to go to a universe where the Doctor's people, like, where did she come from? Why did she end up in our world? Which I think it's super exciting, because maybe she was deliberately, or he, was deliberately sent here for a reason. Maybe the fact that Gallifreyans learnt how to break down the Doctor's DNA to create regeneration was a deliberate part on the Doctor's race. Maybe they were like some grander beings that were like, yeah, this universe needs to have this god tier species, so we'll place one of our own there to teach them the ways of being this. Or maybe the Doctor left that other universe to come and teach ours of a mistake that universe made, or to warn them that eventually the universe would come over to us. But maybe the travelling through meant that the Doctor lost their memory. Like, that could be an interesting way, because then you still keep the idea of the Doctor is someone who ran away, but it wasn't the Time Lords that we're now talking about. It is the Doctor's pure race, the race he is blood related to. So you kind of keep that level of storyline, but at the same time changing things up a bit. And we can visit a universe where it isn't relying on the Doctor turning up and solving a situation. Even if that's not the main premise, there's the other half of things. It's the Gallifreyan element I talk about in one of my theories, where the Doctor could have been manipulated by the Gallifreyans to direct mankind in a certain direction, or not just mankind but the entire universe in a set direction. And the Doctor has found out this, and that's why the Doctor ran away from Gallifrey at the beginning of the Doctor's timeline that we know of. I forgot the first Doctor's name. His name has escaped me. If you hold on a second, I will just have a quick check. What is the first Doctor's name? I literally cannot remember. William Hartnell, that's it. The legendary William Hartnell. Yeah, so maybe the reason William Hartnell's Doctor ran away from Gallifrey is because either consciously or subconsciously they realised that what the Gallifreyans were doing was really wrong. And if it's subconscious, then it would be an explanation that the Doctor ran away from Gallifrey to come and save the universe from this weird plan the Time Lords have the universe set to go on. And maybe the whole point is the Gallifreyans want to stay in control, and they direct the universe in the way they have because they wish to stay on top. Now that could be a cool totalitarian kind of idea, which I know some people might not totally like, if that's like becomes a main premise of the show and does purely make the Time Lords of villains. But I almost felt like they would begin to set up the Time Lords as villains, but we never got that in the end. And the fact that we have seen Time Lords in the past do see themselves as better than the rest of mankind and the rest of the universe, so delving more into that would be a great idea. So there's there's that. So yeah, I think that as much as everyone's really beating on about, oh, Doctor Who has ruined, this has really killed the lore. No, I think if anything, it's broken the lore open. It's not destroyed it, it's cracked it to a point where we can peer inside and see what maybe rotten storylines or maybe pure gems are waiting inside for us. Everyone's saying how Chibnall is meant to be this amazing writer, and he actually helped work on Torchwood. I'm rewatching the original Torchwood, and turns out he was one of the writers on one of the early episodes of Torchwood, which was when Torchwood was pure gold as the first couple of seasons. So I think that he has got some really good ideas about him, and we need to give him a bit of a chance. Like talking to my family member who's my really good friend, the idea that maybe this whole Jodie Whittaker 3 seasons there is a set arc to it. You've got the soft reset, you've got the breaking of what we know to be lore of the universe, and then the 3rd season kind of goes, well, now you know a bit more, or this is how things have been all along. Like, we're now going to help you explain to you why this has been hidden from you all this time. That'd be a really cool thing for them to do. So I don't think Doctor Who's broken. I think that it's going to change, and I know it's going to scare some people, and some people just aren't bothered at this point and have just given up. But I don't want us to give up on Who and then the BBC to win again, because that's what happened with Doctor Who in the past, is that BBC let Doctor Who go in its certain direction. Fans were a little disheartened by it. BBC was just like, you know what, we can't bother with it anymore, and they got rid of it. And that lets the BBC win. Like, we as the fan base, we wanted Who back. We want Who to be this cool show that we all group around. It's one of the big things that everyone from around the world kind of watches, just that British TV show, Doctor Who. And I think if we lose faith and not give it a chance to at least show us what it's trying to do in this new direction before we all decide, yeah, go away, I think would be a shame. But that's me beating on Doctor Who, and some of you probably don't watch Doctor Who, so maybe not. We won't have that be the whole discussion of this podcast. I just want to talk about any ideas I've got for my channel. I am thinking of investing in some VR. I've recently watched a YouTuber called MK Ice on Fire. He's a very good gameplay playthrough YouTuber, and I watched him play through Half-Life Alyx, and it's really made me want to play Half-Life Alyx watching him play that. It might be a while, because I think I might want to get the Valve headset and have the whole setup in my office, which I think would be quite cool. So yeah, that's something I'm going to definitely look into, and then I'm pretty sure you guys will enjoy watching me play some scary VR games. And yeah, that'll be on stream. And also I'm thinking of reactivating Mr. Theorist Gaming again, if that happens. So I do hope you guys, I might restart Mr. Theorist Gaming, or I might just put it on this main channel. The main reason I got rid of the gaming stuff on Mr. Theorist is because I was a little worried about the YouTube scary thing that was happening, but no one seems to really be getting affected by it, as long as we play by the rules and list videos as they're meant to be listed as in a very certain way, and it's a lot easier to do than we initially thought, probably because we weren't really moaning, and YouTube all of a sudden was like, oh wait, actually they can do this, so that's good. So yeah, I might start putting some gameplay videos up on the main channel again. Definitely want to be continuing live streaming. I say it might still be very sporadic, my live stream days. It might be like 1 week it'll be a video here, another week video there, but I'll try and eventually settle myself into a rhythm, which would be good. But yeah, talking more about Half-Life, not just the VR game, but Half-Life in general. I'll tell you guys about Half-Life, because I know it's a a meme and a major discussion on in general in our society, for the fact that Half-Life 3, we've been expecting it for way over 10 years now, and we might actually be getting it. So if you're planning on playing Half-Life Alyx, I suggest you don't listen to some of this podcast. I don't know, I'm not really going to put a timestamp. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video, and come back later after you completed your Half-Life Alyx gameplay, because I'm going to be talking spoilers. I've not played it myself, but I've watched someone play it all the way through, so I do know how it ends. So I'll give you 30 seconds, not 30 seconds, I'll give you 5 seconds to click off this video at that point. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And yeah, so if you've played Half-Life Alyx, you know that the game ends with you finding out that the game is based 5 years in the past, prior to Half-Life 2, but the ending of the game actually skips forward to the ending of Half-Life 2 Episode 2, when Eli Vance is killed by the Combine leaders. But G-Man, after Alyx frees him, offers Alyx like a reward, like, I'm willing to nudge something for you. At first she says, well, get the Combines off Earth, but he's like, that's a bigger nudge than what I am capable of, and plus my employers have a big investment. It's interesting to find out who his employers are, even if we don't get full explanation of what they are or what they are fully capable of, and the idea of what the employers could be, because they're clearly not a Combine, and his employers, or at least G-Man himself, are against the Vortigern to a degree, which is interesting. So obviously he's like, I can't do that, but he's like, I know I can give you something not you don't even know that you want. So he jumps forward in time and goes, look, your father is about to die, your father dies here, but here is the chance for you to save your father's life. She does it, and he's like, oh, that's good. Means that, yeah, I guess I can manipulate you then. I've not been able to manipulate Gordon very well, so let's swap. I'll take you instead. And then we then appear at the end of Half-Life 2 Episode 2. Eli Vance is now alive, and he says, Gordon. And the VR switches from us being Alyx to us now being Gordon. And Eli goes, he took her. That damn man and his unforeseen consequences. He took Alyx. We're going to kill him. We're going to go find him. And Dog turns up, the big robot that Alyx built. He's got a crowbar, and Eli Vance hands Gordon the crowbar and says, yeah, let's go get him. And the game ends. And to me, that is Valve going, we're finally ready, guys. It might be VR, but we're finally ready for Half-Life 3. Which I think is awesome. You guys may not know it because I've not played any Half-Life on the channel, but I'm a massive Half-Life and Portal fan. And I really hope that even if they want to tease us with Half-Life 3 and then jump into a Portal VR game next, and have Portal whatever, Portal Episode 1, Portal 2 Episode 1, or Portal whatever, Portal Chow, or whatever they want to call it. And yeah, have that then also set up Half-Life 3, because we know the Borealis is actually a secret Easter egg in Half-Life 2, which actually is talked about in in Portal 2, which is actually in Half-Life 2 Episode 2, and it's meant to have some sort of secret weapon to take down the Combine in it. So yeah, we know they're intertwined, obviously they're connected. Quick random theory while we're on this podcast. Ratman, there's always the chance that Ratman could be G-Man. That'd be a way they could combine the universes still. That maybe whatever Aperture did to Ratman to make him crazy like he is, eventually he becomes the G-Man. Obviously G-Man is an interdimensional being at this point, so he could be like a future incarnation of what Ratman became. Aperture technology evolved. And yeah, maybe G-Man is the secret weapon in the Borealis, which once they let out, or once they activate this weapon, it attacks Ratman or connects to Ratman, creating G-Man. And instead of them going, oh, we've got a super weapon tipped on a combine, nope, you've just created G-Man, which has kind of let events roll out like they have. And yeah, whatever. What if the employers of G-Man is Aperture Science? That would be cool, interesting. And then you've got obviously the Half-Life people who are trying to get the Borealis, and it turns out the Borealis, the reason it's a super weapon is because it's part of this grander design that Aperture Science has created. Maybe future Aperture Science, maybe even run by Chow or Cho. Is it Cho? I can't remember the main character's name of Portal. Is G-Man's boss, maybe. We don't know. It's interesting. But yeah, so Half-Life 3 is potentially on the horizon, or at least a Half-Life 3 game. Some people were making the argument that Half-Life Alyx is Half-Life 3, which you could have argued, but it is most definitely a prequel, which sets up the future game, which to me makes it not Half-Life 3, it makes it a prequel to Half-Life 2, setting up the Half-Life 3 or whatever the future will be, that we can basically call the next Half-Life game Half-Life 3 if we want, especially if we're playing as Gordon in it, even if Valve don't call it Half-Life 3. So yeah, that's a fun thing that's happening. What else is happening in the world? Oh yes, the horrible virus that's happening in the world, which I've heard from some new YouTubers we're not actually allowed to say the C word, which I already did in a video. But hey ho, monetization, don't really care about at this point. I'm not high enough on a subscriber count for monetization. I'm not complaining, guys. I love the fact that there is 30 of you regularly that are up for watching most of my videos, which is really nice and awesome. And I say it every time, but I mean it every time I say it. It's awesome that I just have people who come to this channel to watch my videos, and there are dedicated fans out there of my fan base. Those of you in particular know exactly who you are. It's not just family members, but any family members that watch my stuff, thank you as well. Like, the support you guys give me, it's so good. I know it's just a hobby for me, but it's a nice outlet for the part of me that wants to go out and act, even though it's terrified of going to auditions and acting and being in front of people. So yeah, there's lots of ideas I have on the horizon that I want to eventually implement. If any of you listen to this that is an animator, that is genuinely interested, I don't mean just like, oh yeah, it sounds something fun, but is genuinely interested in potentially animating, basically making some animated stuff for a story that me and my friends have created, get in touch with me. There is one person I have already lined up, but at the moment I don't want to ask him to do it because he has his own projects he's focusing on, and well, it's my brother at the moment. I did ask him and he said he was willing, but he's very much focused on his own YouTube channel. That is Beris BR, I believe. Let me just give you his exact YouTube channel, and it's a plug for him, but he deserves it. He really is trying. Barham's GB, do go check him out, guys. He makes mostly Apex Legends videos, but they are quite entertaining to watch. And also somebody else who plays alongside him at times, who also makes Apex videos as well. If you are people who are into the Apex Legends game, I like playing, but I can't get on with it for too long. His name is Ghosty Char. So please go check out those. I'll leave a link in the description for their YouTube channels. Go check them out. Also, they have streams as well, but I think they're kind of focusing more on their YouTube channels at the moment. Hence why I'm not asking him, Berrams, to do the animation. But anyway, yeah, so the animation stuff. Yeah, so if you are someone who's generally interested in doing a long-term project, this will probably be a long-term project of animating some stories that me and my friends have created, get in touch. Just comment on the bottom of this video. If you're generally interested, and we can figure out some way of getting in contact privately. So yeah, that's something that any of you out there wish to do. When I say it's a long project, we have everything already. We have the stories already. It's just we were going to film them as an acting piece, but all of us are kind of getting to a point where we can't really have the time to go out and do acting pieces as well. So we're going to kind of record all the audio for it, create the sound effects and everything. We do basically want an audio for it, but I can talk more about that with anyone who is interested. And then if that project does go forward, I can talk to you guys more about that. So yeah, that is something that I definitely want to show it off to you guys, because it's imagine it's a cross between kind of Power Rangers meets loosely Lord of the Rings, kind of. That's kind of the idea behind it. It sounds like a weird mashup, but it's kind of along those lines. So yeah, if you are really interested in that, do let me know, guys. What else could we talk about in these? I think the first official podcast this could be. I don't know. I think that was a fairly good chat. But these podcasts, guys, I know it's just me sitting here talking and you guys listening, but as I said in my last the proto podcast I did, I do want you guys to chime in. Just talk to me about how you've been. You guys are my subscribers. You are the fans that watch my videos. My support for constantly doing this carry on making videos. So I want to hear from you guys. I want to hear how you are. Give me updates on, especially in this time when people are getting bored and starting to worry a bit with the situation we're all in around the world. I'm here, guys. If any of you just want to chime and just be, hey, how you doing? Keep up the good work. Or, hey, I could do with blah blah blah. Could you make a quick video doing blah blah blah? I don't really mind, guys. I unfortunately have to work because I work for a big supermarket. I can't say who. Due to legality reasons for my job, I can't state which supermarket I work for, just that I do. So unfortunately during this event I don't have free time. I'm not isolated. So yeah, I have to go out in the world, but I hope many of you are keeping safe, staying away from anything that might cause you harm, and just taking care of yourself and anyone in your household that may need you. So yeah, guys, and just on a happy note though, which is sub count growing, and I thank you guys ever so much for listening to me, for watching me, for chatting to me. And if I start getting enough comments, which I definitely want, I've heard a good way of channel growing at the moment is people leaving comments on videos. Don't spam, put the same comment over and over, because that's not good for channels. But generally, if you have a question, or if you just want to put a nice little comment, or if you want to put a bad comment, as long as you're not spamming it, it's fine. I don't mind. And if I get enough of these kind of comments, I might even start doing Q&As. And if you guys want, and you let me know, guys, I might even do some Q&As on Twitch. would be quite interesting. So yeah, guys, thank you for listening. I hope you enjoy everything that is coming up on the channel, when anything comes up on the channel. And yeah, please don't forget to like the video if you enjoy it. Leave a comment, positive, negative, doesn't really matter. Interaction is what's good, and I like interaction. I'll talk back to you guys if you leave a comment. And if you haven't already, guys, please subscribe to the channel. And if you've already subscribed, if you find there's someone that might start liking these podcast kind of things, have them come along and subscribe as well. And don't forget to check out my stream, which is Mr. Theorist, just like the YouTube channel. The best way to find out when I'm streaming next is to go on Facebook, if you have it. No, some people have avoided Facebook. And check out my Mr. Theorist page. On there I will keep updates on whenever I'm about to live stream. And also check me out on Instagram. Again, the name is Mr. Theorist. Yeah, you'll see my face wearing my hat, so yeah. And until next video, guys, stay safe, and I'll see you all later. Goodbye.